You finally get the day off. Nothing scheduled. No one needs anything from you. You sit down on the couch and nothing happens. 20 minutes in, you're more tired than you were at work. That's not in your head. That's your brain, working overtime on something it never told you about. You probably think rest means your brain switches off, right? Powers down, idles, waits for the next task. Turns out, it does the opposite. The second nothing else is asking for your attention, your brain reaches for something to do. And what it reaches for might be the most exhausting thing you do all day. Number 1, the part of your brain that's supposed to be off isn't. In 2001, a team at Washington University, led by Raichle, went looking for a baseline. What does the brain actually look like at rest before you give it a task? What they found was a specific network of regions that lit up the moment a task ended. Not less activity, different activity. They called it the default mode network. And the name is a little misleading because default sounds like standby. It's not standby. It's a separate, fully active system that kicks in specifically when you stop directing your attention outward. This is the part that gets complicated. Bear with it. Your brain isn't built to idle. The second you stop telling it where to look, it starts narrating to you instead. Old conversations, future plans, that thing you said in 2019. It's not resting. It's just working on a different problem, one you didn't assign it. Number 2, that problem it's working on is making you worse off. In 2010, 2 Harvard psychologists, Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert, built an app that pinged over 2,000 people at random points in their day. 3 questions, every time. What are you doing? Are you thinking about something else? And how do you feel? 250,000 data points later, the pattern was almost embarrassingly consistent. People's minds wandered nearly half of their waking hours. And when they did, people reported feeling worse. Not occasionally, not for some people, across almost every activity they tracked. Here's the part that should bother you more than it probably will. The researchers checked which direction the arrow pointed. Did people's minds wander because they were already unhappy? Or did the wandering come first? It came first. Your mind drifts, and then the mood drops. Not the other way around. Your brain doesn't go looking for comfort when it's unoccupied. It goes looking for something to chew on, and it's not picky about what it finds. So sit with that for a second. As you, not as some study. The version of doing nothing you picture, staring out a window, letting your thoughts drift, is statistically one of the worst things you could be doing for how you feel in that exact moment. And the cost isn't just a slightly worse mood. People will go to genuinely strange lengths to avoid finding out what their own mind does when nobody's watching. Number 3, some people would rather hurt themselves than sit with their own thoughts. In 2014, researchers at the University of Virginia and Harvard ran 11 separate studies on this, all variations on the same setup. Put someone alone in a plain room for 6 to 15 minutes with literally nothing to do but think. No phone, no book, just them and whatever showed up in their head. Across the board, people didn't enjoy it. They rated it as boring, sometimes worse. So the researchers pushed further. They gave participants a button that delivered a mild electric shock. The same shock these same people had earlier said they'd pay money to avoid. Then they left them alone in the room with it. 2/3 of the men shocked themselves. 1/4 of the women did too. One participant pressed the button 190 times. These weren't people with anything unusual going on, just regular volunteers who, given 15 minutes alone with their own thoughts, decided a jolt of pain was the better option. That's not boredom. That's an active refusal. Number 4, the thing you'll do to escape this feeling is running the exact same trick on you. In 2015, a team led by Verduyn at the University of Michigan ran 2 studies on Facebook use, one in a lab, one tracking people's real days. In the lab, they had people use Facebook one of 2 ways, actively posting and messaging, or passively just scrolling and watching. Same platform, same amount of time. The passive group's mood dropped over the course of the study. The active groups didn't. Then they checked if it held up outside a lab, pinging people throughout their actual day, and it did. Passive scrolling tracked with worse mood, even after accounting for how much people were also talking to friends in person. It wasn't competing with real connection. It was its own separate drain. And here's the mechanism, because it's worth naming. It wasn't boredom, it was envy. Watching other people's curated, edited lives scroll past while you're doing nothing made the nothing feel worse, not better. So the device you'll reach for the second this video ends, the one that feels like the opposite of sitting alone with your thoughts, isn't the opposite. It's the same unoccupied passive state, with someone else's highlight reel playing over it instead of your own thoughts. You didn't escape the drain, you just changed what's filling it. So, when you sit down to do nothing and 20 minutes later you feel drained, that's not a malfunction. That's the most well-documented setting your brain has. It doesn't shut off when you stop giving it a job. It assigns itself one. And scrolling doesn't take that job away from it. It just hands your brain a new feed to drift through instead of your own. You don't have to like that. You're probably going to open your phone in about 10 seconds anyway. Not because you're weak-willed, because somewhere in your skull, something just got handed 15 seconds of silence and started looking for a way out of it. At least now you know what it's actually doing while you do.